Well, I was a graduate. I'm a graduate of Florida A&M University, and that's the state of Florida's only public historically Black college or university. And it was an enormously transformative experience for me. Growing up, and from the third grade until my 12th grade year in high school, I was the only Black child in my class because I was in the gifted program. And that said a lot to me that something was wrong. I could not have been the only intellectually intelligent child in the whole county in my cohort. And so, you just learn about systemic racism and things like that that create those barriers. So when I went to FAMU, I was no longer an other. And so I was in a place where everyone kind of shared my same kind of culture and thinking. And I saw so many intelligent young men and women. And it was just a really beautiful kind of utopia. And so it was a great place to come in to grow into my womanhood. I went there as a child at 17, and that's where I'm going to really develop my identity. And FAMU had a history and has a history of tremendously astute professionals, professors. And so my professors just opened my eyes to a world that I had not really knew about. I grew up knowing about African American history because my father, he made sure we learned about that. My mother's experience in Panama was very different, but she was very culturally astute. And so at FAMU, I learned about our history, and it really struck a fire in me to kind of want to make things right, because in the history books, we're either excluded or we're either painted as very monolithic people, or it's negative and very abridged. And so that's where I kind of got my fire to just study African American history. And I would go on to get my doctorate, my master's and my doctorate from Florida State University in US history with a concentration in African American studies.